Uh, we're gonna start. We're having more attendees getting connected. We have now 22 plus the 10 of us. We are super excited to be tonight with everyone connecting all over the US, especially San Diego and the Baja region, and also those who are connecting from Mexico and all of the inner states. We're super excited to be part of this San Diego Design Week for this 2020 edition. And we are super excited to share with you some of the insights, some of the processes that all the artists, the owner, executive chef, and all the staff that we're in charge of the design and all the creative parts of becoming a brand like Lomita and Lunario the way we are right now, and especially the trend that it's setting in Valle de Guadalupe. And we're gonna show you really quick a video of the projects that we did, so you can just have a little perception of who we are. Awesome. And now we're gonna go to our first participant of the night, which is Fernando Perez-Castro. He's the owner and director of our projects. He'll be sharing us with us just a bit of the perspective and the thought process in order to create what Lomita is tonight and Lunario. And thank you, Fernando, for joining us tonight. I'm gonna give you the spotlight.
Gracias, Gerardo. Hi, everyone. We are in Valle de Guadalupe. Valle de Guadalupe is the most important wine region in Mexico. Here in this region, we produce around 75% of the total amount of wine that is made in this country. So it's basically of Mexican wine. So that makes us a Mexican winery, and we are very proud of it. We are proud of our past. We respect and we are aware of the cultural diversity of which we are the end result. From the beginning of the project, we have set ourselves the responsibility of uplifting the culture of Mexico and also of Baja California. Doing so with care to not fall into the cliche of the traditional Mexican imagery. To achieve this, we consider that everything that the Lomita brand is about needs to come from a high level of integrity and from a collective creative process where we can where we got involved a lot of young and up and coming artists. Our brand, like wine, can only exist with the sum of the effort, talent, dedication of this amazing group of people. Um, for us, the creative process is the origin and also the reason for everything that we do. The end result is just the consequence of it. For me, it is of vital importance to propose projects, whether it is winemaking, label creation, graphic design, or interior design for that matter, with a total openness in the broadest possible framework. Uh, with this, I establish only the general lines, and I give the team of collaborators the opportunity to take those general lines and turn them into something far more interesting, richer, and more complex based on their talent and their experience. For example, with Jorge Tellaeche, when we did Pagano and Sacro, which are our iconic labels, the only thing that I asked him was to um, make a label that could be dramatic enough to be opposite, but also complementary, and to try to avoid any reference of any other wine label that we have seen before. So that was basically it. The rest was all Jorge. With Lunario, for example, what I asked Mariana to do is or to plan was to do a very feminine space, and that we avoid as much as possible some of the architectural references of the Guadalupe Valley that have already been widely used for my taste. So it was basically avoid everything rustic and turn it into something more sophisticated. So I'm glad to be here. I feel very humble. I'm just the guy coordinating things around. And I let the artists speak for themselves. So thanks, Gerardo. I'll be around, and please come to Valle de Guadalupe when this whole thing about the pandemic is over. We will be more than ready to have you here.
Thank you very much, Fernando, for that amazing introduction. We have a lot of people, just to let everyone know that we have people from Santa Barbara, from South Park, Colorado, from Point Loma, different people from all over the US. And now we're gonna go and talk with-
Gerardo, just one thing, send our love to the Northern California region. They are not, they are going through hell, almost literally. So um, we are with you.
we're with you. All the best of luck to all the firefighters, all the volunteers, all the winemakers, and everyone involved in fighting this terrible mini hell that you're going through. And we really, really expect that you get by this one. And now we're gonna go really, really quick with Shayla Alvarado, who is our executive chef from Lunario. She will be just presenting really, really quick about what she's gonna do tonight. Hello, Shayla.
Hello everyone, I'm Shayla Alvarado and I'm the chef from Lunario Restaurante. Here at Lunario we serve Mexican food. We use traditional recipes and methods and we combine them with some modern techniques also. Our big inspiration has always been family, so we cook what me and my team have all grown eating all the time, and we combine that with our second most loved possession or the thing that we value the most, which is our local produce ingredients. And tonight, or this afternoon, we'll be sharing with you three dishes. The first one will be a vegetable salad with some homemade mole, suadero taco with grilled octopus, and a dessert made with caramel milk that we make from the cows from our farm. So I will be back to present the first dish after Jorge tells us something about all the greatest stuff that he does.
Thank you very much, Shayla, for sharing what you're gonna serve in a few minutes. We cannot wait. And just to give you a really, a heads up, the idea of the food is not only about serving the food, it's just also, it has design behind it, it has creativity behind it, and it's just mixing some ingredients, but also not just tasting right, but also looking right. So Shayla will be showcasing some of that in a few minutes. And now we're going to Jorge Tellaeche, who is the lead creative artist behind most of the art, or almost all the art from Lomita, and not in just in the murals, but also in the labels that we have. Joining us right now is Jorge Tellaeche. How are you, my friend? I'm gonna start your presentation, and people will be able to see you. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, Gerardo. Yeah, I can talk. Okay, perfect.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Gerardo, for the introduction. I'm really happy to be, not with you. I'm in Mexico City right now, but I'm very glad to be part of this platform. I lived in Tijuana and San Diego for a long time. I went to high school in San Diego, so I love that whole area, and I miss you guys a lot. This project is very dear to me and very close to my heart also, because it was one of the first big projects that I got the opportunity to work in. And it was an amazing experience because, like Fernando already said, he was with his arms so open that he let me be myself and not give me a very thin line of where I needed to take the labels. It really started as a family project. I met his parents, his wife, who's lovely, Pamela, and his sisters and nephews, and I got involved with the family. I got involved with the winery, and it started, at first it was just a family project. And like he just said, do something that is very unexpected. So that gave me the opportunity to just put whatever I was doing at that time, which was with this chaotic bloom of organic forms and flowers and watercolor. And it was very delicate and really subtle. So we did that. The labels are like you are watching right now, vertical, very thin. So it's very feminine, but at the same time, we wanted to make both of them reflect the wine that you were going to taste. So one of it, Pagano, is a little bit more flowy and flowery, and the other one is a little bit stronger, and it's a tree trunk. After this, we started a very long relationship that's been, I think, 11 years together, working on and off on different labels and projects and murals in the winery. And that takes me to the second project that we did, which was this, I don't even know the size of it anymore, but it's this round area, the wine tasting space, which is outside. It connects with a winery outside, but you can also see the machines in the bottom, and it's very open and flowy and beautiful space. And what I wanted to do there is first understand this flow, this air. You're outside, but also I wanted to take you not outside because you're inside, but to a magical space, something that you could just kind of lose yourself in it while you see and find different eyes and different characters. But the main idea of it was to reflect their story, and their story starts with Fernando's parents. So we don't have a picture of the other side, but this is Fernando's dad, and then the other side is Fernando's mom. And I asked them to give me pictures of when they met. So this is kind of where the story starts, is when they meet and they start a family. It's not when the actual winery starts. So I wanted to put that in an abstract way, also put all these faces on all these different characters that can be identified as their friends, their family, but also the people that work in the winery right now from picking the grape to Gerardo to everybody involved, Shayla, which is the heart and spirit of the restaurants. And another thing that we put that is very personal, very familiar, is this phrase from Fernando's dad that says, antes como antes, atrás como atrás, ayer como ayer. Someone help me with that phrase? Better one. The idea is today like today, and then yesterday like yesterday, to kind of understand that we are okay. We have to accept our past, but also accept our present and grow with that. That's kind of like where I took that idea. And there's these like fun characters like the rabbit, which there are a lot of them over there. After that, Fernando brought me, this was last year, the biggest project that we've done, because the idea was to redesign all the labels. And it's always harder to redesign something that was already done because it already has story, because the winery already has 11 years and it's been doing really good and growing exponentially. Now they sell all over the world, which is amazing. But what we wanted to do is not to reinvent the wheel. What we wanted to do is to kind of bring it back, understand where Fernando was with the winery. Sacro and Pagano are very like rebels. There was nothing remotely similar in the wine valley. And I did a lot of research, and there's also not much of that like watercolor and flowiness into the wine labels all over the world. So we did something different, but now it was not about being a rebel, because they're grown, they're mature. They already showed the world that they have quality wine and they know how to do it. So we didn't need to be rebels anymore, but I wanted to keep that statement that the Lomita is different from everyone else, because it starts from family, it has a lot of heart, and it's not just any other business. So this was one of the first sketches that I showed Fernando, which was, the idea was to integrate the mural and bring it to the wine bottle, to the wine labels, and kind of make it all like a well-rounded project, that if you go to the winery or you go to the store, you connect everything. So this was one of the first sketches. There you can see another process. We did this other watercolors. That was this idea of a village, of a tribe. That was his family and everybody that's involved with the winery and everybody that tastes the wine. The one at the right, it was bringing it a little bit more simple and robust idea, but very colorful. And at the end, just as much as the Sacro Pagano reflects who I was as an artist at that moment, these labels are a very clear reference of what I am now as an artist. So we decided to kind of take the color away. Color represents a lot of my artwork, but we wanted to take that away and bring you to these like characters that are important to the winery. I've been working and collaborating with Mont Blanc for several years now. And what I do with the inks of Mont Blanc is first draw and then watercolor over it with the same ink. So I felt that it could make it a little bit more elegant and more simple and straightforward. And it does have a little bit of a reference of wine labels that we've seen before. But at the same time, it's very contemporary and it's very unique because it reflects 100% La Lomita. So you could see his mom and dad, which were really important to do. And then the other two characters are these characters of a tribe, of a family, but they're also warriors, and they stand by themselves, but they also protect their own. So they both have these like kind of pre-Columbian land heritage penachos, but they're also very fun, and they show strength, and they show also a little bit of love. You can see like from the eyes, it's peaceful. It's not against anything, but for everything. So yeah, that was the last project that we did. I'm very, very, very thankful to be part of this project because there are very few opportunities that an artist has sometimes to be themselves and to kind of connect with the client. And for me, La Lomita is not a client, it's part of my family. And yeah, I'm very thankful to be here, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Jorge. You gave me chills, man.
Uh,
we are very, very lucky to have you as part of not just the design team, but like you said, part of the family.
Yeah.
And actually, when I got here, you were already for so long that I'm the new member and you are the oldest
baby
member probably in here. And that's so cool. And just as a reminder for everyone that is connecting or connected just after we started this webinar, just remind you that we're gonna have you a Q&A section just at the end. So please, if we're skipping something that you might wanna know or that, that you wanna ask any of us, please make sure that you put your questions in the Q&A section or the comment section, and we'll try to address that at the end. And now we're going to Shayla to see the first dish that she'll be showcasing tonight.
Hello, well, this is our vegetable salad. We use all the type of vegetables that we have in the garden and that we find locally. And then we pair it with some homemade mole and also some hazelnut butter. What I love about this dish are the colors, the texture, and we also try to use different techniques in each vegetable. Some of them are raw, some of them are grilled, burned, boiled, steamed. So it gives you a different way to try every vegetable in a different type of
That looks delicious, Chef. We're all gonna run down there to have some of it.
We will be back with the next one.
Awesome. So I'll see you in a few minutes to see the second dish. Thank you very much. And now, now we'll be joining Mariana Postlethwaite, who's the chief designer, lead designer for Casa Duhagón. We are super excited to have her and her amazing team joining us tonight. Let me just give her the voice.
Hi, how are you? My name is Mariana. I am an architect and interior designer, and my studio is in Tijuana. I'm so honored to be representing a little bit of Baja, and so honored to be telling the story behind Lomita and Lunario's new design. So let's begin with Lunario. When Fernando first approached me, he wanted a very feminine space that got away a little bit of the Valle design cliche, which is very rustic and very full of, how can I say, like three-dimensional obscurities, a little bit more sprawl and less refined. So we try to do a maridaje, a marriage with nature and sophistication. For the restaurant, the pure inspiration was nature and the feminine side, because Shayla is a woman chef, and the food is very, I mean, if you have not been here, it's very like flowery. Almost all the dishes have trillions of colors and little sparkles of flowers, a little bit of pink, a little bit of purple, and they taste delicious. So in this picture, you can see the menu board. We did this project 3 years ago, if I remember, and everything was Mexican made and locally made. It's all about textures. It's all about endemic, and it's all about simplicity. But when you combine the textures and the endemic, it makes it very textury, a little bit busy, but not in a bad way. So in this far left picture, we see one of the chairs. They're made of bejuco, which is a very traditional Mexican way of weaving with palm. And we'll get into that discussion once the project manager, Jimena, takes the window. She'll explain a little bit of furniture design. But those were made and designed by us. And then we did a little bit of terrazzo, which was a whole story. Almost nobody in Mexico does terrazzo. And we, Fernando trusted us very much. We went with like a grandfather type 80-year-old that did terrazzo in the 70s and did not know what he was selling. He had like probably not done terrazzo for 20 years. And he made a perfect and great job. It looks like candy. And then to the far right, the picture has changed a little bit, but it's okay. We see Veronica Glezqi's work of art, which is a major inspiration as well for Lunario. Very feminine, very organic, very on site. Now you see in both pictures that the ceiling is glass. So our Fernando and my team wanted to actually make an invernadero, which is like a greenhouse. That's how you say it in English. We wanted to have everything in glass, right in the garden. But the climate and everything, it seemed so crazy to have it all in glass, but then so beautiful. So we just kept the idea of it and conceptually made it to make it feel like you're in a glass house. And you can see the stars. That's why it's called Lunario. And we left some walls with glass, but not all of them because of the heat. And then you can see to the right part, the right picture, we have a wooden slat. It's all alder wood. It's natural, no tints, just no stains, no anything. It just has a sealer. And it was really frustrating because we needed some sort of air conditioning. So on the back part, there's actually a machinery, and the slats, the open slats, are meant for the air to open so you can be cooler. What else? Can you change the picture? Yes. In this picture, the left one, you can see all of the furniture here is totally Mexican. The purse hanger was bought from Metropolitana. There's a really cute store that is also in Design Week that's called Object. They sell that perchero. It's really, really cool. And then the fabric is also Mexican, but bought in San Diego. And then we had a little bit of issues with the plants, but we made them work. We turned into succulents because the first plants were indoor plants. We had a little bit of a problem, but we fixed it, and it's all done well. You can see everything is local and endemic. Okay, we're going to La Lomita because I'm talking too much. And this is the tasting terrace, which I am now. This is where Jorge's mural is presented all over. If you have not been here, the terrace is in a circular form. It's architecturally designed as a donut with a hole on the middle, and you can see the wine stainless steel barrels on the bottom. So the mural, it's all around, and it's very, very, very extremely empowering. I tried to make a opposite of a statement and tried to soften it a bit because it was so empowering. I needed to leave the power in the mural and not the furniture. And I think we did a great job. All the inspiration came from Fernando's family, like Jorge said. And we did this beautiful planter in the middle because it had this great skylight, and it has kind of grown savage, but like a jungle, and it turned out very beautiful. And like I said, everything is made here. The left chair is made in Guadalajara from a company called Mexa Design. They have a very exquisite craftsmanship. This actual mecedora is like a replica of an Acapulco chair, but it's made with leather, and it's meant for outdoor, indoor. So it has worked very, very well for this area. Then to the far right, it's another piece from Mexa Design, which is the Cozumel Columpio. That's also made like an Acapulco chair, and it's made from plastic vinyl. It's also indoor, outdoor, and everybody sits there and they take a picture and make thousands of selfies. The tasting room, which is to the left of the terrace, of the tasting terrace, is mostly like a leeway, like a gift shop area for the winery. You can buy wine, you can buy creams, you can buy jewelry, you can buy hats, you can buy shawls, whatnot. So the main entrance is what we see here to the left, which is one of the most beautiful label that Jorge made, very powerful, the indigenous man, and that's what welcomes you to La Lomita. We had to treat this place as a cousin of the Lomita Terrace and the Lunario because they're all related and it's all one. So we use the same elements that Lunario used with the wood slats and the organic and endemic colors, but we faded a little bit away of the femininity and made it more wine bottle functional, because this is mainly where the people of Lomita serve wine, and they do the catars, I don't know, las catas, I don't know how to say it in English, but we're the wine tasting, no? So first of all, it has to be a little bit dark. So we had a problem with that because, not a problem, but it's a huge contrast between the lightness of Lunario and the darkness of Lomita, but it has a sense of being because the wine bottles cannot be in the sun because then they ferment bad and they go bad, and it's this whole big deal. So there were 4 structural columns in the middle, and we made these wraparounds with sheet metal and powder coated them in black so we can fill them up with wine bottles. Those are for sale, and people can just like pick point and pick them up and dance around them. And that helped us hide a little bit of the structural sense and made it more beautiful. To the left, you can see the Terrazzo Bar, again, hiding a little bit away of the femininity of Lunario. We made the Terrazzo white instead of pink. It took probably like 2 weeks to make the Terrazzo. A lot of dust and a lot of heartaches, but it's done, finally done. Then to the right, we have lighting from Candelaria, from Candela, from Mexico City, a very well-known lighting designer. They all handmade with brass and glass, smoked glass, mirror, and transparent glass. They also sell them in object in Tijuana, and you can look them up on Instagram, Candela, they're called, very beautiful. Can you turn to the next? Here to the left, you see some mirror tables because mainly, like I said, Lomita is more for tasting and buying wine and products than staying and lounging like the Lomita Terrace. So it was kind of our idea for people to walk around the parota tables, walk around with and leave their glasses everywhere, have like little tables, you know, to leave their, they're called muertos here in Spanish. And those beautiful chairs with the bejuco are also from Mexa Design. And then the planter that's up have a native, I think they're called sativas. I don't know how they're called, the plants, but they're very native from here, so they're alive and well. And then the little cubes that you see in the middle are the jewelry boxes for a really well-known jewelry designer here in Mexico that's called Gala. You can look her up on Instagram. She's very, very talented. So now we go with Veronica Glezqui, I think, right? Thank you for listening to us, and let us know if you have any questions. We're glad to help.
Thank you very much, Mariana, for your insights and the general perspective of the projects. Right now, you're exactly sitting at the terrace, right? Can you show us just a quick turnaround with the computer, really, really quick, just to see how the sunset is looking right now?
Well, hello again. This is our suadero.
Thank you very much, Mariana, for your insight, and I will go directly to Shayla for the next dish. And give me 1 second.
Hello, everyone. Again, well, this is our suadero taco with grilled octopus. The octopus is marinated in a matcha sauce, and to finish, we put some purslane and also some burnt avocado. And I think it's enough to say that our first inspiration it's the street food, and we think that everything tastes better inside a tortilla.
Then you put the lemon.
You put the lemon. But yes, I think tacos is always really, really fun to make. I think it's our favorite dish to think about, and it's so easy to just do a fresh tortilla and put anything inside.
Provecho. Thank you very much.
We'll be back with the dessert.
Yeah, we'll be back with the dessert in a few minutes. And now we're going to Vero Glezqui, who's the visual artist and director for all the pieces that are in Lunario. She's right there, actually, just in front of her pieces. That's so cool. So I'm gonna go right away and give you the spotlight, Vero, and I'm gonna start sharing your presentation. Okay, I think. Are you? Yeah. Here we go. And.
Thank you, Gerardo. Hi guys, I'm Vero Glezqui. I'm a visual artist from Tijuana. Like Mariana told before, when she was explaining a bit the first idea behind Lunario, that it was feminine and working with a lot of women here and endemic plants and the colors and all of that. So when she approached me, she told me that she wanted 2 pieces, round pieces, to go in front of 2 mirrors. And it was weird at first because I've never seen that. And I thought it was a really nice idea. So she sent me a sketch and told me the colors that they were using, a bit of the materials that also they were using, and she was just like, okay, you are free to do whatever you want, just like, these are the accents, these are the materials, and it would be nice to work on a piece that would be part of a series that I've been working on since 2016. Which is called Nature's Worlds, and it involves a lot of nature, and it's mixed media of painting, collage, and drawing. So what I did was mix all of them, use the colors and textures that she told me. And well, here is a bit of the process of the beginning. It was just like, here is using cuts of National Geographic magazines. I wanted to use in more like a reference to endemic plants, but it's pretty hard. It becomes hard when you're using collage because, well, it's not always certain that you're gonna find them. So it was just like, okay, so let's work with nature and green and a bit of accents of flowers that go with the pinks or salmony or something like that. So with that, I started working. So it becomes like a back and forward work. And well, you can see here like some tests of colors, and yeah, you can go ahead. And then the process after I decide like where the collage actually goes, I start drawing, and it's like a reference between all the cuts, the cuttings that I have, the found imagery, and then add a bit of new ones. So it becomes like all this mix of color and nature, and kind of like in a swirling, because it's like almost like a shifting landscape sort of thing now. So kind of like always going towards movement. And here are the two pieces, and I am sitting right in front of them, so you can see them behind me. And I really love working with, I always love working with Mariana, and she's like, it's like super easygoing. And I am really grateful to be also part of this really amazing crew of amazing people and creative in every way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vero, for your insights about your creative process. I think it's amazing how to see how you work from scraps from the magazine, and then turning into that beautiful and powerful images, or more or less pieces rather, that are just behind you, and they're super soothing, and they blend very, very well with the surroundings of Lunario. I think your job is amazing. I think it's really, really, really cool. I hope someday have one of your pieces in my home. I'm gonna work hard to get one. And now we're gonna go really quick with Shayla's last dish with a dessert. So I'm gonna go ahead and give her the spotlight right now. Shayla, what are you doing?
Well, to finish, we have the desserts. It is caramel milk cream, milk caramel cream that we made from our cows. And also it's peak season, so we're really happy to have several trees, and we use the leaves to make an ice cream. We infuse them through the night, and then we make the ice cream. And we use some fresh cacao. And to finish, we put a little bit of coconut crisp. Well, I hope you guys like to see a little bit of what we like to cook and do at Lunario. And anytime that you are around, don't hesitate to come visit us.
Thank you very much, Shayla. I think we're having just a little bit of technical difficulties right here. Just give me one. So just for the next part of the presentation, we're gonna go ahead with Mariana's team. We're gonna start with Gimena De La Torre. I'm gonna give her the spotlight right now.
Hello. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Hi guys. Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you, Gerardo. Hi guys, my name is Gimena De La Torre, and I'm an industrial designer from Tijuana. So you can all probably know that I'm very, very glad and very, very excited to be here. Tijuana, to me, well, it's my home, and so is Valle de Guadalupe. So for me, doing this project was a pleasure, and it was just amazing. Not a lot of people know this, but it was my first project as a project manager with Duhagon, so it was really exciting. At first, when we came here and talked to Fernando about the project, we found a pre-construction site, as you can see in the images. And so what we had to do at first was take measurements and review all the floor plans that were done before we came in. And from that, we started to create and got inspired from all of the surroundings. As you can see in the pictures, there's like really pretty grass around and a lot of rocks, and especially Valle de Guadalupe, that's what it is. And so that's what inspired us mainly. And that's why we wanted to have this glass ceiling, as you can see behind me. And of course, we got inspired by Jorge's mural, and the way of what Mariana said was going to be all feminine. And so we got all these elements, and we wanted to make it a monochromatic design as well. So we got all the maple and alder wood with us, and the pink tones from the murals, as well as very organic and endemic materials such as the rocks and the bejuco that is very Mexican. After that, we started drawing our floor plans and making our 3D models and rendering and getting all our ideas into that. We had a few meetings with Fernando, and we made changes, and that's what we do, right? We create, and we have a lot of ideas in our head, and we just put them into paper, and that's where we started creating this whole this restaurant. And then after that, well, during the process of the design, like the restaurant design, we came up with the idea of creating our own chair for Lunario, and that's where that's the one that Mariana shared before. We have an image after this. We decided to make a very organic shape form for the back of the chair, also inspired by everything we've said. And this is some images of like the before, so we made a presentation of how the chair would look like, and we made changes until we got the final result, which is that we made a stool and a chair for the restaurant, and some of them have bejuco on the back and some of them have wood. So, and these are some images for our creative process as how to decide on the color we wanted on the walls. So it's a very not small, but it has a really good space, but it's all walls like around us and the ceiling. So we wanted to be sure that we had the right color to put on the walls. So that's how we kind of did it. We came in with different colors and tried them out, and that's our final result on the last image there. We also had to make some plans on where our planners were going to be hanging, and the way they would look. That's pretty much what we did, and we had a huge ladder come in here and put everything on the ceiling, which was really, really incredible. After that, I think if you can go to the next slide, we can talk about that. Yeah, thank you. So these are some images of what we made to create this incredible paneling on the wall. We had to make from wood. The whole wood sheet was covered with all the wood strips, and we had to put them on the wall in big pieces, especially because it was an easier way to do it, since our carpenters are all from Tijuana and were brought to here. So that's pretty much what we did to complete this task. After another of the very challenging and exciting piece that we made here was the Terrazzo Bar that Mariana explained to you. So it was made by natural rocks, where we chose the colors of them, and then they were made here on site in the restaurant, as you can see in the images. So all of the workers came in and made the structures out of wood, and it was made out of concrete, and it's colored concrete, and that's pretty much how it was. At the end, you just polish it, and you have your beautiful Terrazzo Bar. And so I really hope you all get the chance to come and visit this place. It's really amazing to be in here and just sit, and you feel like you're outside, but you're inside. It's this like really big feeling you get. And then the food here is amazing, which goes great with the interior of the place. And yeah, so thank you.
That's awesome. So now we're going really quick before moving into the next part of the presentation with Carolina. We're going directly with Fernando Perez-Castro, which is, he has to show us something really nice. We have a beautiful sunset, and he's gonna show it to us. Let me give him the spotlight.
Hi. Well, the sunset is already gone, but we can take advantage of the amazing afternoon. So this is the view from the winery. We're going to pass right through the tasting room. We're gonna make it very fast. Hi, Caro. So this is the tasting room. At this time is closed, and we have to walk through a small road to get to the restaurant. Trying to open the doors here. All set. So we have to walk through this row of vines. This is Syrah that will be harvested next week. See the amazing view of Valle de Guadalupe. And this is our way through the restaurant. Now, because of COVID, people can't eat inside of the restaurant, so we managed a little space outside in the garden for them to enjoy this amazing time in Valle de Guadalupe. So this is the road, the small passing through where the restaurant is right now. People are enjoying. And this is the restaurant. Normally, without the pandemic, people would be eating inside. So this is how you get in. The restaurant. So that's it. I wanted to take a little peek of what is going on right now in the winery and then in the restaurant. So back to you, Gerardo.
Thank you very much, Fernando, for showing us how to get there. It's a bit of a walk, but it's
back
a beautiful.
You, Gerardo.
Thank you, man. We can see that it's a beautiful.
Tell a joke.
No.
See ya.
See you. Thank you. So we can see now that it's just a little bit of a walk. When you get to visit us, it's only, you have to park in the winery, and then some of our staff will direct you to your tables. Now, like Fernando said, we are serving the dining experience of Lunario outside. It's more or less the same. You get the same, you get to live the Valle vibe more profusely. It's so nice to eat, and especially now since the weather is permissible and is really enjoyable. I think it's a great experience to be, and as soon as the pandemic will leave us to have indoor dining, we're gonna be able to enjoy the brand new space of Lunario. And just continuing with the presentation and just almost the last part of it, but last but not least, we have Carolina Martinez, who is the the manager for the project of La Lomita Tasting Room. Hello, Carol, how are you?
Hello, everyone. My name is Carolina, and I was a project manager for this project, which is the Lomita tasting area / gift shop. This is a project that took around, I think, 3 years to complete. We had many different proposals, but I cannot be happier that this is the proposal that was the chosen one and is the one that came to fruition. So in this first page, you can see some of the photos of the final product. It was really important for us to, yes, make it modern, make it hip, make it chic, but also make it Mexican, make it authentic, make it a little bit rough, but polished. So if you can go to the next slide, Gerardo, please. So this is the before photo. This is as you enter, where you see that to the right, that brown wall is where now the big painting with the wooden slats is. So it was kind of a remodel, but it was a complete rebirth of the place. You can go to the next slide. It is the other side. To the left, that's where the sculptural planters are, and to the right, that's where the cashier and the lounge area is. And if you can go to the next one, Gerardo, please. Okay, so this is our inspiration board. So the Lunario restaurant was completed before this project started. So we took so much inspiration from it. As Mariana said, they're not sisters, but they're cousins. They're part of the same family of La Lomita. So we took great inspiration from the finishes there, as is the wood slats, the metal, the fabric, which we actually used in the sectional we made this. The sectional here has the same fabric as the boots in Lunario, and we brought the black metal, the terrazzo, and we bought the concrete and the greenery, the lushness of Valle de Guadalupe. If you can go to the next one, please. Okay, these are some of this is an example of the design process we have. So we make so many renderings until we have the final product, and this is close to what we have right now. You can see the custom carota tables that we designed. We designed the table and the bases, which are rock. They're big circles of stone that we had custom made as the stands, the legs for the tables. You can see the custom sectional that was made just for this project. Actually, we have a mirrored version. That wasn't the final one, but it's the same one, but mirrored. The bar with the green planter on top, and the entrance with the sculptural planters, and the wine columns that we use to cover the existent structural columns. You can go to the next one, please. Okay, I put some examples of what kind of shop drawings we do for a project. This one on the left is just all the new electrical outlets that we need, all the new lights that we needed, the plumbing for the bar, where we need the faucet, all these very important functional and illumination aspects of the area. And to the right, we have the different finishing, the flooring, we have the wall finishes, and just some general measurements of what we gave the contractor to make. This is the shop drawing of the bar. Just a very basic, just so you have an example of the way we work. We draw them 3D, and then we make a plan to make sure we are complying with all the necessities that this client had with the furniture. You go to the next one, Gerardo. This is just this is the previous ceiling planter for the above the bar. There it doesn't have we added a little part so we can hang glasses there, but this is basically the shop drawing for that. Go to the next one. And these also some examples that to the left is the metal cashier stand that mirrors the design of the back bar with the half circles in black metal, and to the right are the columns in which they store the wines that we use to cover the existing structural columns that we found look beautiful and were very functional for the wine selling. And this is the custom sectional that we designed especially for Lomita. That to the left, that's the construction process that our manufacturer sent to us. It was just inspired by both Lunario, and we also wanted to give her a more modern edge to be in the wine tasting area. And that's just some of the final project, the custom sectional, as you can see to the left, with the same fabric and the same pink leather as in the Lunario restaurant. The entrance, the main focus, the art by Tellaeche. And to the right, just a nice photo of the Mexa Design bar stools that are a Mexican brand based in Jalisco, Mexico, and the wooden slat design and the finish on the wall. It's a very dear project to me. I think it is my favorite, and I'm really proud to be showing it to you right now in Design Week. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Caro, for your insight on this part. We're so happy that you got to be part of, and actually you're sitting in the set tasting room gift shop, right? So yeah, you can see the bar, everything that it was from drawings all the way to reality, and we cannot be happier with the final result. Really, we are super happy about it. And now we're going to go really quick to the Q&A section. We're just over a bit of the hour. And now we're going to the Q&A section. And we have a question from Jess that is, what advice, well, I think is not addressed to anyone in particular, but I think maybe Mariana can go ahead and give us her insight. Jess says, what advice would you give to aspiring San Diego young new designers?
Hi, Jess. How are you? I don't think there's a particular advice. I just think that you should do with your passion, with what you love what you do and do what you love, and work hard. Like, work very hard and be you. Like, don't set any trends. Don't go with the flow. Just do what your creative mind tells you to do and thrive.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Now we have a question from Ronald Whistler. He is asking, maybe I can tell that. He's asking if Lunario was named before Tras Lomita, and I don't know if Fernando can ask that, or I can tell that. Fernando can do that, absolutely.
What was the question?
Was Lunario named Tras Lomita before?
No. Tras Lomita was a different concept. Tras Lomita was more like family style, al fresco kind of restaurant. And Lunario, it's the Tras Lomita take on a fine dining experience in Valle de Guadalupe. Right now, we have Tras Lomita closed because of COVID, because the type of food that we serve and the dynamics of Tras Lomita does not go well with the regulations that we have right now. But maybe next year, Tras Lomita will make a comeback. So there are two different projects with one very talented chef, that's Shayla.
And also, just not going away with you, Viri Martino, she's from Tijuana, and also she lives in San Diego now. She asked, were the selections of woman architect, visual designer, project manager, and chef was a coincidence, or actually something that you thought of?
No, I think talent knows no gender. So the decision was more about talent than if there were women or a man.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that answer. And now I'm gonna remove you from spotlight to see the next questions. Leanne Pfeiffer asked about, okay, she asked, can you share if the water element you crossed over to enter the restaurant is also part of the natural systems, water collection and distribution network for the grapes? And are there other water capture systems and uses deployed across the site? So I think it's more about if we reuse or we have that lake for some reason, or just more aesthetical uh, idea. What to say for?
Me?
Yes, she was.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
aesthetics. La Lomita and the other project that we have that's called Finca La Carrodilla are are the only two organic certified projects in Valle de Guadalupe. We are very aware of the that we need to have a sustainable project in order to keep it alive. So it's an aesthetic, but we use the less amount of water that's needed in order to have it. And also we use I don't know if you can say this Gerardo better than me because your English is far better. But can you talk about a little bit about the la planta de tratamiento en donde hacemos reuso del agua?
absolutely. So what Fernando is referring to is that we also have a treatment plant, a water treatment plant that we use for all the sewage that we create or receive on either Lunario, Lomita, or Lomita projects. And also in our sister winery, we have that system that it just takes away all the bad and leaves the water that we use for either our horticulture plants that we have for the winery, and if it's needed, we can even use it for the vines. It will depend. Also, we just we have two wells in on site that goes directly to the vines. And the next question is for me, I think. And Stacy Kelly asked, is there a way to buy Lomita wines in the US before we can get down for a visit? Absolutely, we can. You just have to look on Instagram or Facebook, Patrick Neri Selections or MexicanWine.us. That's again, MexicanWine.us. And in there, you'll be able to find not just from our winery, but from our sister winery and tons of other wines from the region. Very, very well. I think Patrick Neri is one of the best word sharers about Mexican wine, and you'll be able to find a really, really nice selection. I'm gonna make sure that I type it down on your question so you have the link directly. And I'm gonna give this to anyone that can ask, tell the answer. The question is from anonymous attendee. It's what was the biggest challenge to making your dream a reality so designers have a realistic understanding of what it takes to pursue dreams? So that's a very open question. It's not for everyone. So does anyone from the artistic team has that answer? Again, what was the biggest challenge to make your dreams reality? Who wants to take that? Over there. Okay.
It.
Okay. So
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
Okay. So first of all, I think it's not your dreams that you have to make a reality. I think it's a synergy between your client's dreams and your dreams. So you have to make this relationship between your client, what the inspiration, what he wants and what inspires you, and your team to make the dream. It's all a collaboration. And once you understand this, it's like not less a psychologist thing, but it's like a psyche thing. I think you design not for yourself, but for others.
And it's also kind of like once the client gives you their dream, their idea, their vision for a new project, and you start applying your knowledge and your design mind to it, it just starts to flow in a certain way, which almost cannot be stopped.
How you canalize it.
Yeah, you canalize it and it just go its own way, and all you can do is just put the tools in there, like try to explain the information as clearly as possible to the client, to the contractor, to the subcontractor, so everyone can see the vision as you and the client see it, and it can be developed in what's the final product.
Exactly. I think it has a mind of its own, so just go with the flow.
Thank you very much, girls. Now we're going just two more questions that we have. We have Carolina Gonzalez, and I think this question goes directly to Fernando. The question is, how long did the project take from concept to grand opening?
Okay, it depends on the project. If you ask me, I see my projects and I don't see them finished. I don't see them. How do you say? Already done 100%. There's always something that could be better, and there's always a light or a small detail that needs to be put. So for me, my projects are a never-ending story, basically.
Awesome.
So it takes around, for me, 15 years with La Lomita, with Lunario around 3 or 4 years, with Traslomita around 6 to 7 years. And as I said on the beginning, it is far more interesting the creative process than the end result for me. What I find more stimulating, it's being part of a creative team with a lot of talented people and just enjoy the ride. The final destination, well, sometimes it's better to not reach it and to feel like you're not there yet.
Totally agree. So that's about 15 years since the family got here, and now
exactly. It will take like I hope at least 30 more years.
30 more years. I hope that too. And we can wait to see all the middle process within. And now I'm gonna go with probably, this is a very open question, but I'm gonna go with Vero. So we can all have a little participation, or Jorge in particular, you two guys. It's how did you get interested in design and art, and did you go to school in Mexico? So I'm gonna go with Vero and then go with.
Okay. I studied fine arts in the University of the state of Baja California, and graduated in 2009. And well, since like in parallel with my career, I started working on my project, and well, it has all shifted during all this time, right? Because it was 11 years since I graduated. And well, yeah, so I've been working on my projects and collaborating with other designers, and because I'm a visual artist, but also love design. So it goes hand in hand, and it's super wonderful to make collaborations. I sometimes love when art doesn't have to do anything with the space, that it has to be that they want it just because of the meaning or what it gives to the people that are consuming it, but also love it when it blends in and when it becomes this communication between the both. So I don't know I answered it correctly.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you very much for how you got started. And the school that you was mentioned is the UABC,
Obviously, yes.
from
Yeah.
Baja. It's the state university that is produced more than, I don't know, like 10,000 graduates every year from different.
Yeah.
From
I was part
different.
of actually of the first generation of visual arts in Baja. When they opened it, I was well at the beginning, and it was like we were an experiment, and it was super fun. But yeah, we were an experiment.
That's so cool. I'm so glad that you got to be there in the first place. And now we're going to Jorge really quick to see how he got interested in design and art, and where he went to school or to learn more about the techniques.
I was gonna get a dramatic entrance, but I couldn't do it. I actually studied in Tijuana in CETIS University, graphic design. I worked for a long time as a graphic designer, was art director for 2 agencies that I was also partners with. And at the end, I saw that my passion was just creating for the sake of creating, for expressing and connecting with people. And it's very interesting because design, which is San Diego Design Week, design does have a purpose, like Mariana said, very straightforward. It has a client, and it has a purpose that has to connect. With art, it's a little bit different because I can do whatever I want and then connect. People connect to the work that I do. But for commission pieces like Vero did for the restaurant, and what I've done for Lomita, or I've done collaborations with many brands like Lululemon and Perrier or Montblanc and like that, they do have a brief, but I think it's very important, regardless of the dream that they sell of what's an artist, what's a designer, what's a creative enterprise. You have to be true to yourself. You have to be honest, and that's why people are going to go back to you. So I think the whole issue is to respect yourself, love yourself. If you don't believe in your work, and if you don't love your work, people are not going to love it. They're going to go for it for the budget, or you're closer than someone else. But the idea is to just be dramatically honest and passionate about what you do. And that's going to take you to amazing spaces. And so you can study whatever you want in any university. At the end, that's a great opportunity to have a nice base and to learn to communicate and everything that school teaches you. But at the end, the best school is letting yourself live freely and learn from others, learn from everything that surrounds you. Absolutely. So that's my spiel.
And one question for you. So in some sense, remaining like super true to yourself and believing in your work, would you say there are some times that you have to push a bit of the envelope sometimes with the people that give you the let's say the projects or something, to be able to just push the boundaries every now and then with a set guidelines? But would you say that's something that you do?
I don't want to answer that because I know Fernando's watching this. But no, yeah. You do have to, obviously, it's an ugly word, but not manipulate the client, but kind of your boundaries are not the boundaries of the client. Your ideas can go a little bit beyond what the client can expect, or what he saw or she saw on a magazine or in a book or a reference of anything else. So I think one of the jobs of the creative work is to kind of read the client, understand, have like a really, really, really good understanding of what the project is and where is it going to go. Do a lot of homework, a lot of work, so you can actually propose something that's going to be worth for them to hire you. And sometimes it's not to fight the client. my experience is that when the client, you know, I have this project after all the research and all the work that I've done, and I present it to the client like 2 or 3 options, and they're like, no, you know what? My nephew that went to the university, he said that it should be green. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm not the person for you. But that's I think a great opportunity to know if that client is for you and you're for that client. I think another thing that's really important for the designer or the artist is to understand that we're not for everyone. You know, we're niche, and if you want to compete with the 100% of the clients, then you're going to compete with 100% of the designers. If you want to just do your thing, then that client is going to find you and you're going to find that client.
Absolutely. That's awesome, man. Thank you very much for that. And I totally agree. And your work is amazing, and like, so does everyone. And we're super happy to have you. And
Great.
one thing, we are waiting for some of those cups that you made.
Ah,
We have just one more question that it goes, I think, more to Jimena, and then maybe you, Jorge. Well, let's do it right now, Jorge, and then probably Jimena. What other design projects does this design team have in Valle de Guadalupe or in the region? Like, what are you working on right now, Jorge, that it's something?
I wish I had more work. Tell Fernando to give me, sorry, the battery is dying. Yeah, tell Fernando to invite me to do something else, please. I want to be there. I need to eat Shayla's food. No, right now, most of the work I'm doing is in Mexico City. I have several projects. I did for Ojo de Tigre, a collaboration. I did a couple of murals in LA a couple of months ago for a restaurant called Mírame in Beverly Hills, which is excellent. Josh Gill, a great chef. And I'm doing a couple of murals in Europe before the year ends. And that's it. But I hope someone take me to San Diego or Tijuana, please. Please,
We'll do
you guys.
We'll make sure to make something up, and well, if not, you just have to just come down and enjoy the wine.
Visit.
We're super excited, man, for all your work, and we cannot wait to see what the future holds with you and your creativity. And
thank you, man. I love you guys.
And now we're gonna go really, really quick with Jimena. She might be able to tell us what other projects are her team and Casa Duhagón working on, probably Valle or Ensenada. I hear that you just made something for a hotel.
Well, I think this question goes more to Mariana right now. But I did participate in some of the projects that they had here in Ensenada, not exactly Valle, but we worked with a hotel down in Ensenada, a very famous one. It's called Punta Morro, and some houses for some special clients here, remodeling their spaces in their homes. But Mariana has a very cool project going on right now. She might want to talk about that.
Yeah, okay. We're currently working on a restaurant in a hotel designed by Jorge Gracia. The hotel is called Andana Hotel, and the restaurant, the name I cannot say because it's
still work.
It's
work in progress.
But it's going to be a really fabulous restaurant, very, very pretty and big and inspirational. So
there's a couple of things coming in the region. We are super excited. We wanted to see them. And
there's another boutique hotel from owners of Tijuana that is in the works. So
awesome.
Valle is on fire.
And not just Valle, but also you have clients and you'll be working in San Diego with a couple other things. So it's a very binational thing that you go back and forward. And this design vision that you have and your team have, it's permeating over the region, not just one side of the border, but both sides of the border, right?
Exactly. Yes.
That's super cool. And we just have one more question to finish this part. And this is a very, very general question. So whoever wants to take this from the design team, it's from Daniela Niebla. She tells that what is the most important thing for each of you in the process of bringing the space and brand alive in all of the design areas? So again, what was the most important thing for each of you in the process of bringing the space and brand alive in all of the design areas? So, maybe in Spanish. my English is, after an hour, my English starts getting like, so just name one thing that just brings your creativity in order to have an idea, in order to the final process. Just one thing that gives you thrive, let's say. Would that be better? Who raises hand?
Well, for me, the most important was to get everything done right. But basically, everything was just so easy to be inspired by the place, our surroundings, and Fernando wants to say something, so go ahead, Fernando. You want to say
Keeping the right temperature on a restaurant that was built as a greenhouse.
that was very important.
And I think
Working on it.
We're managing it.
And probably she's gonna kill me, but Shayla, just referring back to you on the design part, just really quick.
Más complicado.
What is the main thing that you take for inspiration for your dishes? What is the first thing that comes to your mind, or what is that thing that you use to in order to create new things?
The main, I don't know if I heard well because there's a little bit of noise, but was it the question, what do I look first when I develop a dish?
What is your inspiration or your main source, like the most important thing that you take into account when you create a new dish or menu or whatever?
Well, I think first of all, the surroundings. We in Valle have these beautiful lands. We had a farm. We have a garden. So for me, that's nature is my first inspiration. I think that we have to always respect nature. So I think that designers has a piece of land to build something. I think I have a dish empty, and then I have to work on the textures, on the flavors, on the colors. So for me, it will be the ingredients. It could be a vegetable, it could be anything, but just thinking about respecting the quality of it, and then everything goes around it. I don't know if I answer the question. I don't know if I got it, but for me, respecting the ingredient, and that's the main thing.
Absolutely. So respecting the ingredient and where are you located sets the trend of what are the proteins you're going to use, the vegetables that are seasonal, the weather, everything just around the restaurant and yourself sets the pace for the upcoming things.
Yes, at the end of the day, we have the fortune to live in a small place where we have a lot of people working on really good ingredients. So respecting their work, for me, it's absolutely the main thing. And it makes our work as cooks so much easier.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Chef. And we are done with all the questions from all the attendees. And if everyone doesn't have anything else to add, or if someone from the San Diego design team wants to join in, we have nothing else to thank everyone that joined us tonight. Carolina, Mariana, Fernando, Jimena, Tellaeche, Shayla, Vero, James, everyone from the team from San Diego Design Week, and all of you who took the time to hear our proposal and where every one of these amazing talents get their inspiration from and how we get to work together. We really are super happy that you got to be here tonight and that you took time from your Saturday and then you stayed home. And that's the most important thing. And this is such an amazing opportunity again. And please stay safe, keep maintaining social distancing. And I hope to see everyone that joined us tonight here at Lunario or Lomita, so you get to feel, taste, and see the art and all this creative pool that we have going on here. It's something that is very worthwhile. If again, someone doesn't have anything else to add, we can end this tonight. Thank everyone for joining us, and we hope to be here and sometime soon. Take care.
¿Qué onda?
Love
Ya?
you guys.
Bye. Thank you.